This is where the case takes a turn no one expected. As the questioning continues, the focus shifts from emotions to evidence. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how something feels, it's about what can actually be proven. The woman stands by her claims. She repeats that the behavior was ongoing, and wanted, and made her life stressful. For her, the impact was real, regardless of how the other side tries to frame it. But now, the courtroom starts looking for something more concrete, specific messages, clear intent, something that shows this wasn't just conflict but actual harassment. And that's where things begin to shift. Because when the details are examined closely, the situation doesn't appear as one-sided as it first seemed. Some of the interactions, while uncomfortable, don't clearly cross into harassment. Others seem more like personal disputes rather than targeted actions. The defense leans into this. They argue that while the situation may have been messy, it doesn't meet the standard of harassment that would justify legal action. And slowly, that argument starts to gain weight. The woman's claims are still valid in terms of how she felt, but legally, feelings alone aren't enough. And that distinction becomes the turning point of the case. As everything is laid out, it becomes clear that there's a difference between being involved in drama and being legally harassed. And that difference is what decides everything. When the final moments arrive, the decision isn't based on who had a harder experience. It's based on what can actually be proven. And in this case, the evidence simply isn't strong enough to fully support the claim of harassment. The ruling reflects that. The case doesn't go in her favor, not because nothing happened, but because what happened didn't meet the level required to prove harassment. In a legal sense, it's a tough outcome, because it shows that even when someone feels targeted, proving it in court is a completely different challenge. And just like that, the case comes to an end. The biggest lesson here: not every conflict becomes harassment in the eyes of the law. And if you want to prove something in court, you need more than just a pattern. You need clear, undeniable evidence. Because in the end, it's not about emotions, it's about proof. So here's something to think about. Where do you draw the line between personal drama and real harassment?